What do you mean by executive orders issued by the President of USA?
You being the administrator from Rajasthan, and what would you like to play your role in terms of the women empowerment in Rajasthan?
What has Trump threatened to do to Canada on the 1st of Feb?
So may I come in?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So my name is Sakshi Nagar. I come from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I have done my graduation in political science honours, and thereafter I went on to do my post-graduation in the same subject. My optional is political science and international relations. This is my second attempt at UPSC and my first interview. My hobbies are calligraphy, social volunteering, and reading about national and international affairs.
Sakshi, tell me what motivated you to pursue a career in the civil services?
So largely, as I've grown up and I've seen various officers working. So firstly, that created an image in my mind which motivated me to work. And then as I pursued my further education, I also came across several things which I felt that could be done better if I'm in a leadership position and could change things for the better.
Okay, tell me if, how do you plan to contribute to the development of your district if you are appointed as district magistrate?
So to contribute to the development of the district, I would first find out the challenges. For example, if I am to talk about Jaipur, some challenges which Jaipur faces are urban planning challenges, drainage problems. So in that field, the DM can work. And also, sir, the problems of the people such as education and health, those can be focused upon, especially women literacy. And along with them, the other topics which are there, they can be taken together.
You will not take care of women's safety issues?
Yes, sir. That would be a priority.
Another important, yes. Okay. What do you mean by executive orders issued by the President of USA?
So the President of USA has the powers to issue executive orders which have the effect, though they are not laws, but they have high power. And recently also the new President of United States, Mr. Donald Trump, he has signed various executive orders which can change a lot in the country.
Does it require prior approval of the Congress or even the post approval of the Congress?
No, sir.
Doesn't require?
No.
Okay. Tell me, recently you must have read in the newspapers and otherwise also that an unfortunate incident had happened in the RG hospital.
Yes.
Isn't it? And the judge has pronounced his verdict.
Yes.
So if you had been in his position as a judge, what would have been your judgment? Looking into the gravity of situation, crime, evidences and the public expectations.
So, the Honorable Judiciary has given a judgment which, however, has not met up to the expectations of many people. Even the victims, the parents are not happy with the judgment. So, if I am to be in that position, then, sir, I feel that I would have gone for capital punishment.
Would have gone for capital punishment. So, according to you, the judge has erred on the wrong side.
So maybe the judge, they have high intelligence, but maybe they have considered some other mitigating factors. However, if the higher judiciary also considers them again, then I think that...
How do you justify that this falls in the category of the rarest of rare?
So the rarest of the rare doctrine given by the judiciary itself in Bachchan Singh case. So I think it applies in this case because the brutality with which the crime was committed, also it shook the collective consciousness of the society. The judiciary itself had pointed out earlier that if a crime has social ramifications, then it should be considered rarest of the rare. So in this case, I think it fits into that mold.
Okay. Between Kautilya and Machiavelli, who is more realistic in approach?
So both are realist scholars. However, according to my personal opinion, I feel that Kautilya was more realistic in his approach.
Justify your stand?
So because the fields which he covered, for example, his main focus was, as also in Arthashastra, was that he took economy as the foundation of all his ideas. So keeping that foundation, he built upon his ideas and also he justified the kind of things that were going on in society. For example, keeping dharma also in the state Whereas Machiavelli, he went for a very strict separation and also not any foundational on economy.
What do you mean by judicial adventurism?
So judicial adventurism is when judiciary goes out of its restricted sphere of judging about the laws and the disputes and tries to delve into the sphere of the executive and the legislature.
Could you give us any example of judicial adventurism?
So though judicial adventurism is seen in negative light at times, but if I am to give an example, then sir, maybe I can say that when the judiciary struck down the NJAC, that has been sometimes cited as judicial adventure.
Okay, thank you very much, Sakshi.
Sakshi, what do you understand by green governance?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to, I'll not be able to say the exact, but if you allow me, I can try.
Okay, try.
So green governance could mean keeping the environmental aspects in the sphere of governance and deciding according to them.
Okay. So what kind of legal and statutory structure we have in this direction?
So we have some acts such as the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, the Air Pollution Control Act, similarly Water Pollution Control Act, and also sir, we have taken up the Panchamrit goals, which also tell us that how we have to proceed further for net zero targets. So various departments of the government such as railways, they have also gone for governance in that direction.
Okay, and at the world level, which are the conventions and laws?
So at world level, we have various conventions such as the Paris Climate Agreement, which sets the target of limiting global temperature rise. Also, sir, we have UNCCD for dealing with desertification, and the UNFCCC itself holds multiple conventions till now it has held. And we have agreements such as the Basel Convention on prevention of transboundary movement of hazardous waste. We also have Nagoya Protocol on benefit sharing and such other.
What do you understand by CDR as a principle in the Paris Agreement?
So it's the common but differentiated responsibilities, and it says that since the developed countries, they have contributed more to the harm which has been caused to the environment because of their journey, then they have more responsibility to contribute to its upliftment as well.
And what are the important features of CDM?
So I'm sorry, I'm not.
CDM is Clean Development Mechanism.
So as far as I'm able to recall, CDM includes the phenomena of carbon credits and carbon trading. So if a country contributes to some green activities which have the effect of cleaning the environment and such other positive effects, that country can claim carbon credits and can also increase its limit of emissions.
What has been the contribution of Gandhiji, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, in creating awareness in the world about clean development mechanism?
So Gandhiji's idea was that as it is said that he believed in minimalism and living a minimal lifestyle. So he used to say that there's enough for everyone's need but not for anyone's greed. So he focused on a very cooperative society in which we can contribute to the environment as well as to each other's development and empowerment.
Okay. If we try to link green economy and unemployment problem, do you think it can play a major role in providing employment to the youth and even particularly women?
So if green economy is to be linked with the environment, then it can open up some more avenues of development, such as afforestation. Some volunteers can be recruited for that and women can play a role in that. Also, sir, the traditional practices of India which are environment friendly, they can be promoted. So in that also women and youth can be recruited.
Can we launch nationwide river cleaning programs, not only one but several simultaneously?
Yes, sir.
So why do you think the government is hesitant in declaring Namami Jamune, Namami Narmade, Namami Godavari, Namami Krishna programs?
So the government has taken steps to ensure river cleaning, such as the Namami Ganga program, as you mentioned. But similar steps have not been taken. So what I think is that it is also a matter of federalism, and also the government has to see that the current projects which are being implemented, first they have to be ensured fully. And
are you satisfied with the progress of Namami Ganga project?
Yes, sir, I think it has achieved a lot.
Briefly highlight the performance so far.
So the pollution indicators, they have gone down, and the health of the river has improved, as is also shown by the increasing number of the river dolphins in the Ganga river. So that shows that the river is cleaner. But we see that some stretches of the river still remain polluted, and also sir, public awareness I think needs to be increased more so that there is less pollution of the river.
What do you understand by aviral and nirmal in this context? These are the two indicator goals.
Sorry sir, I'm not.
Aviral water and nirmal water.
Sir, can you please repeat?
Aviral pani, jal, and nirmal jal. These are the two targeted indicators in the Mamika.
Sir, I'm sorry, I don't know the specifics.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sakshi,
Yes.
you must be knowing about the Nari Shakti Vandana Act.
Yes.
Tell us something about that.
So this act, which is also the constitutional, which has also got a constitutional amendment, it seeks to reserve seats for women in the Lok Sabha, and that is going to be implemented after the delimitation is done, and it is for a duration of 10 years, and after that it will be decided whether to continue it or not. Also, there will be rotation of seats that will be done.
So this demand is since last 45 years, I hope so, and just announced few months back itself. What would it, if it would have been announced some 10 years back, then what would have been the role of the woman in the administration and the politics?
Sir, if it would have been announced, as you said, 10 years earlier or even earlier, then they could have been increased presence of women in the Parliament of India. And also, sir, as when it begins, then the starting may not be that smooth, but with such long time period, women would also have acquired various skills which would have helped them to contribute meaningfully to the parliamentary processes, and that would have led to their empowerment as well.
Empowerment. You being the administrator from Rajasthan, and what would you like to play your role in terms of the women empowerment in Rajasthan, specifically the women and child development?
So firstly, with respect to women, the first thing that I would like to do is to ensure women's safety. And so secondly, the women literacy rate in Rajasthan is still very low. It is just around 52%. So that should be increased. Thirdly, sir, the women health should be focused upon, because even the maternal mortality ratio of Rajasthan is quite higher than the national average. And with respect to child development, sir, again, health has to be a priority. Further, I think the vocational skills have to be imparted to the children from a young age, so that can help.
In one of the conversation, you discuss about this, the NJAC.
Yes.
And we know judges, appointed judges in the Indian judicial system through collegium system.
Yes.
So collegium system has many drawbacks also in terms of the corruptions, in terms of incapability, or in terms of nepotism and all that.
Yes.
So what if it would have to get replaced? On what ground will you be replacing the NJAC?
So the reasons, the grounds. So the first reason that can be put forward is the lack of transparency in appointments, because in a democracy, transparency occupies the highest place. Second reason could be, sir, sometimes it is alleged, it's just an allegation that there is favoritism and nepotism in the judiciary. Then that could be another ground to remove NJAC. Thirdly, sir, it can be said that since the judiciary right now it is considered as the least accountable and the most elitist institution, then that image of the judiciary can be changed with the reform in appointments.
Okay. One more thing, recently we came across about the birth tourism. Do you know this? Birth tourism?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not heard of it.
Donald Trump.
Yes, sir.
He has amended the citizenship
Yes.
of a child. What was that?
So basically, he has said that he has changed the interpretation of the 14th Amendment Act of the US Constitution, and he has said that from 20 February onwards, citizenship by birth would not be available to those who are not the children of the permanent citizens of India. Citizens of US.
Sakshi, you like to read about national and international affairs, right?
Yes.
When we talk about the price of oil in the international markets, it is often said that the oil carries a geopolitical premium. What do you understand by this?
So as per my understanding, geopolitical premium could mean that the kind of geopolitics that is going on in the world, that has an effect on the oil prices, and even the OPEC countries, they try to manipulate the oil prices in that direction itself.
Okay. So, following the taking charge of Mr. Trump as the 47th President of the United States, the prices of Brent crude oil have come down by almost 3%. So, why is this happening?
So this is happening because the US President, Mr. Donald Trump, he has said that the USA will do more oil drilling, and that means that more oil will come in the market. So I think it's just a supply-demand mismatch that has occurred at present.
Okay, so what kind of opportunities do you see for countries like India in this scenario?
So firstly, it could mean enhancement of energy security of India, because it means that India will have more access. Secondly, sir, India can go for diversification instead of being dependent on just the Gulf countries or a few countries. That's the
So, India is also dealing with some amount of inflation. Do you think that the crashing oil prices can help us in curtailing the effects of inflation in our country?
So, India has been dealing with inflation, but since a long time, we have been even buying oil at a very low price from Russia. So, right now, if the oil prices crash, that I don't think will have much effect on inflation at present.
Okay. So, climate change is one of the biggest issues that is concerning the all of humanity. With the change of guards in the United States, their climate policies have are seeing a major shift.
Yes.
And US has also withdrawn from some of the international agencies that talk about climate, for example, the Paris Agreement. What effect do you think that this is going to have on the developing countries, which are still looking forward towards their energy requirements?
So, because US is a developed country, and according to the principle of CBDR, it should contribute more. And if it does not do that, then it could mean that developing countries could face more brunt of that, and they'll have to contribute more to ensure that the global warming and climate change don't happen at a rapid pace. Also, sir, USA has extremely good technology and ability to finance the developing countries, then that will see a setback.
Okay, the United States has also announced that they are seizing the foreign aid given to the countries and entities worldwide. But they have also announced certain exceptions to this policy. Can you name these exceptions?
So, can you just please repeat the question?
So, US has been known for giving foreign aid
Yes.
to different countries and different international institutions.
Yes.
But recently, the Trump administration has announced that they will not be giving this aid anymore. But they have also instituted certain exceptions to this policy. What are these exceptions?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
Okay. Sakshi, in this technologically advanced world, data is now being referred to as new oil. Why we are saying this?
Sir, it is said because earlier and even now, oil is considered to be a measure of a nation's power as well as its wealth. But now data has emerged as a leading indicator of that, because it is seen that a country or a firm which has more access to people's data, it can use that in its not only in its business opportunities but also in its influential and soft power. So that means that a country's position in the global scenario can be influenced by its access to data.
Okay. So like any other powerful tool, data can also be, if put in wrong hands, it can be misused. So how are we ensuring the protection of data in our country?
So recently we had the data protection rules and the act. So that is a step in the this direction. Also, sir, in that we have data localization norms, which mean that the data of the Indian citizens can be processed outside India. Also, sir, recently the government has also issued some under the IT guidelines that the intermediaries or social media intermediaries, they cannot misuse the data of the people, and it will have to remove the data from the platform.
Sakshi, my last question to you, the acts and the rules that you just talked about regarding data protection also mention of data fiduciaries.
Yes, sir.
Who are these entities?
So data fiduciaries are the entities who store data and who process data.
For example, any company or firm that you would like to quote?
So it could be a health firm as well, which such as the Bharat Biotech, it could be that, and also, sir, it could be any social media firm as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
Since you're from Jaipur, can you tell me about the Jaipur Prajamandal movement?
Ma'am, the Jaipur Prajamandal movement, it was a part of the independence struggle that started in the princely states of Rajasthan, and it started in the 1930s, and it had several local leaders, and also later it went on to have influence at the national level at the Congress sessions as well.
Okay. So since you're interested in national and international events, you've also participated in MUNs. What has Trump threatened to do to Canada on the 1st of Feb?
Ma'am, as far as I'm able to recall, I think it's about the tariffs.
Yes, it is about the tariffs. It's 25% tariffs on
Yes, ma'am.
Canadian imports. Okay. You're also very fond of calligraphy.
Yes.
Can you tell me which was Akbar's favorite style of calligraphy?
Ma'am, it was Nastaliq.
What is Nastaliq?
Ma'am, it's a Persian style of calligraphy in which the letters are written in a flowing style.
Long horizontal
Yes.
strokes. Yes. So recently there was in the news that we've come to the conclusion that Britain's loot from India is about $45 trillion. But that number has changed. Can you tell me something about it?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the change of the number.
It's 64 trillion now.
Okay.
All right. So you recently heard that Hindenburg has closed its operations, and the Adani Group is really happy about it. Why do you think the Adani Group is so happy? What is the impact that Hindenburg Group is going to have on the Indian stock market?
Ma'am, the Hindenburg Group had earlier raised some allegations of the Adani Group for stock manipulation and also for unfair practices in the stock market that led to a crash or a fall in the stock market of India. And as the firm announced its closure, then the stocks of the Adani Group they rose up drastically, and also it had an impact on the Indian stock market. The Sensex also rose several points.
Yes. Since you like reading on political affairs, right? National, international. Recently, Israel and Palestine, Gaza, they've signed a truce. It took them around 15 months to do so. What could you have done differently if you were representing Israel in the MUN to come to this conclusion at a much sooner level?
Ma'am, if would I have been at the UN as a delegate or as an envoy of the UN itself, then ma'am, I think the pace at which the negotiations should have proceeded and also the groundwork should have been done more rather than sitting in the rooms. Rather, groundwork should have been done. So I think that would have helped in arriving at this deal much before the time.
Okay. What else? Can you tell me about some concrete steps which Israel would have listened to, or which Hamas or Palestine would have listened to?
Ma'am, release of the hostages should have been given the priority so that it would have led to ease in tensions in Israel also. Also, ma'am, there should have been a consensus that the war should not take such dimensions that the civilian population is just wiped out. So that would have also led to a decline in the hostilities which people hold in their hearts.
My last question to you. Can you tell me about the Indian-Russian oil deal?
Ma'am, as far as I'm aware of it, India and Russia have a deal that Russia is going to increase the supply of oil to India at a concession price, and that I think.
Okay, no, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sakshi, you must be aware that writs are a powerful constitutional remedy available to individuals in our country. Under which articles the Supreme Court of India and High Courts enjoy the power of issuing writs?
The Supreme Court under Article 32 and High Court under Article 226.
So what are the types of writs?
So it's mandamus, habeas corpus, quo warranto, prohibition, and certiorari.
If the meaning of literal meaning of habeas corpus is to produce before the body, what is the meaning of mandamus?
The mandamus is to command.
To command, and that of prohibition?
The prohibition is to prohibit the lower court from it.
And certiorari?
So certiorari, I think it is to not exceed the jurisdiction.
So what is the subtle difference between prohibition and certiorari?
So prohibition is to prevent the court from taking up a case, whereas certiorari it is given when the court already has the case, and the higher court can transfer it to itself or suggest the lower court to not exceed its jurisdiction in that.
Okay, thank you very much, Sakshi. It was nice interacting with you. The interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So may I come?
Come. Sit down, Sakshi.
Yes.
When is your interview, Sakshi?
28th February.
28th February. Which attempt is this?
Second attempt.
Second attempt and first interview.
Yes.
Okay. So how was your experience with us today?
So it was good.
Good experience. Yes. We also enjoyed interacting with you. You are a wonderful candidate,
Thank you.
and there is no major suggestion to you. And where you are well prepared to face all kinds of questions. We are pretty sure about that.
Thank you, sir.
You have a confident girl, and there was honesty of purpose in all your statements. That is what is required and expected of a civil servant.
Thank
So
you, sir.
when you go for the interview, make this ensure that your ethical values remain intact. You
Right.
don't make any compromise with your personal integrity, because
Right.
it's a test of your personality, isn't it?
Right, sir.
So you should appear to be an absolutely honest person in all your statements, in all your submissions. That is
Right.
very important. And while giving arguments and all that, if any contentious issue comes up for discussion, try to take a very balanced view. That is very important.
Okay.
Weigh pros and cons of alternatives before coming to a conclusion.
Right.
Communication skill is excellent. Your interest on variety of issues is also very good. So I don't think there is any shortcoming as such in your personality. So in the interview, you are going to get wonderful marks, no doubt in our minds, and that could touch even 200 if we are not wrong.
I
But it-
hope so, sir.
But it all depends on how it goes that day. Specifically to one or two things which I have said: no compromise with honesty, in personal integrity, balanced view. Don't try to be argumentative with the board members. You didn't do it today, but never
Yes.
ever give that occasion that you appear to be an argumentative person. Try to be a patient listener. Try to understand intent or essence of the question, and collect your thoughts before you speak. That will always help you. And certain questions, if we have the data, then you can always give more crisp answers.
Okay.
Like on the impact of India on the crude price coming down.
Yes,
We
sir.
wanted to hear something concrete from you.
Okay.
You gave a very general statement.
I'll
It's
read
okay.
about it.
If you don't have, it's okay. But how it is going to impact our own cost, how it is going to impact the current account deficit and all that. Those
Right.
things we wanted a few submissions from your side on those things. Jaipur Praja Mandal, you explained it. What is the role of the Chief Minister in all that? If you read more on that, I think
Okay,
you will
I'll read
understand.
about it.
And then you are coming from Rajasthan.
Yes.
Issues of Rajasthan, particularly women-centric
Yes.
issues, that you should update your information.
Right.
And whatever schemes are being launched by the state government and have been launched by the central government, you should have a fairly good idea about the schemes and the impact of those schemes.
Right.
And political science, I don't think you have any problem. You will have any problem in handling the questions. But international affairs, whatever is happening around
Yes.
the world, particularly with a special reference to the changing geopolitical
Yes.
scenario after taking over of Mr. Trump as
Yes.
the president, to have a view on that. Certain questions, general questions are asked, like your Russia, Ukraine, or Israel, Palestine. Who is a winner, who is a loser,
Yes.
and all that. Give your arguments for that. Prepare yourself for that and give a very balanced. Nobody is as you have very rightly mentioned in your discussion, that in a war nobody is a winner, everybody is a loser. So that is a very good statement you have given. Maintain that kind of a tempo and go with a positive body language and a smile on your face, so that you look very confident, calm, composed. That is what is required.
Right.
So you should appear to be very calm, confident, poised, with a positive body language, and no compromise with your ethical values. If you are able to do that, then the sky is not the limit for you.
Thank you, sir.
Wish you all the best from our side. If we have regarding dress, I think would you like to?
Yeah. Are you going to wear a suit or
No,
a sari?
ma'am, a sari. Actually, today I wore a
Okay, that's good. Please do wear a sari to
Yes.
look very good.
If you
Okay.
have any questions to
Yes,
ask,
sir.
please say.
I have a question. Did I appear too nervous? Because I have been getting this review that I appear
No,
a
you
bit
are not nervous. You see, getting some sort of nervousness, nobody can stop, isn't it? It is there. But it was some sort of nervousness was there but it was not very clearly palpable on your face.
Okay.
So it is important that you should also look slightly nervous, though confident.
Yes.
Nervousness, you see, what is there for you to get nervous? Nothing. Some more experienced people who are elder to you in age, who have seen the world more than you, they are asking you a few questions.
Yes.
But whole philosophy, whole purpose of asking the questions is not getting answers from you. The way you answer those questions, then various aspects of your personality will come into play. And which is why I said that these 3-4 qualities are very
Yes.
important. So try to get over your nervousness. Is not a major issue, though it's a minor issue. So it's a lot of time is there for that. Get over your nervousness, whatever is there. Give a very composed look. That is what composed look, but and look like an enthusiast also at the same time, so that it should appear in your face that you are enjoying the session with the board.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.